Good morning and welcome to my art studio. My name is Chattoraj and I am with Future Picassos, and today we are drawing Dot from Animaniacs. So grab a piece of paper and your favorite pencil and meet me in the art room. Literally, it is morning. I just rolled out of bed and I totally can't wait to draw this with you. Well, hello there and good morning. I'm so happy to be drawing with you today. Today we are drawing Dot Warner from Animaniacs. And right over here, I just want you to know where to find me. I'm at futurepicassos.com. You can email me suggestions at info@futurepicasso.com, or you can find me on Instagram. If you like this video and you enjoy drawing it, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. And also you can send me pictures of your drawings to info@futurepicassos.com, and I will enter them into my student art gallery, which will go up sometime soon. Okay, so we did draw this character yesterday in my class on Saturday mornings, which are free to anyone who wants to join. You can sign up for them on my website. They are every Saturday morning. Other than sometimes if I don't do them, I'll let you know I'm not doing them. Sharpening my pencil right here. So this is what we drew yesterday. I just wanted to show you what it looked like. I'm going to put that away. And on my drawing paper right over here, I have a nice piece of heavyweight drawing paper. And over here, I have a digital drawing that I did of Dot that we're going to work off of. So I work off of the grid method. If you've taken my classes before, you know that. So I'm going to grid out my paper. I'm going to take a ruler, or if you don't have a ruler, you can just eyeball it. But it's nice to work from a grid method, so you know where. I'm going to darken my grid a little bit so you can see it. So you know where to measure, and so we can put this over here. I like to explain everything in a way that lets you know that everything is a shape. My paper is in portrait mode, right? So it's up and down. If my drawing was like this, I probably would not be able to show you the example so well. So what I like to do is I like to break everything down into a shape, meaning that we're going to orchestrate kind of these shapes onto our drawing over here. So I just take a piece of tracing paper and I've broken down the shapes so they look like very, very simple shape forms without all of the noise of what is going on inside the character, which I think is really important. So instead of looking at Dot, like with all the noise, we're just going to put a piece of paper over here and we're just going to look at the shapes. And once you get a good base or a good setup for a drawing with these simple shapes, you can then finesse the lines and everything kind of has a place and it becomes very, very easy to see. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so I am just going to zoom in here and get my pencil ready so we can get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to start with is this kind of I don't know, it's like a rounded triangle shape that is making up her head. And over here, I am going to find the middle of my page with my finger or my pencil. And I'm going to do some measuring. Please excuse my fingers. So 2 fingers over here, I'm going to put a dot. I'm going to put a dot 4 fingers up here. And I'm going to put a dot about 2.5 fingers over here. So since I've been doing this for a while, I've gotten, it's about 2.5 fingers over here. I've gotten pretty good at this eyeball thing. And if you take my classes on Saturday, I go a little slower. The beauty of YouTube is that you can pause and rewind. So I'm just going to put a mark like this. This is going to show me the angle of what I want my head at. And all of these lines are obviously going to be erased, right? it's really important that you understand that we erase all of our guidelines. So now I'm going to find this chiclet shape. I know it comes down here and it goes up here and it kind of looks like this. So I'm taking my time and I'm putting in this very shape. I'm putting in this shape that looks like this. I'm not drawing too heavy. And this is pretty much the head shape. And then I'm going to kind of clean up my lines a little bit over here. So remember, it was 3 fingers, 2 fingers, 4 fingers. Triangle shape, which is not the exact shape, but it's a good shape to start with. Okay, so we have that shape right there, which we will clean up later, so I'm not going to bother erasing any of the lines. You can play with your shape as long as you want to make it as perfect as you want. So up here by my head, and I probably made it a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I always make things a little bit bigger. I'm going to put a little line right here. And then I'm going to measure over from this line, which is going to be the circle here, which is her flower. And I'm going to put another dot right there. And I'm going to put a dot there. And I want this to come down about right here. And then I'm going to make my circle. When you're drawing, I think of it as a meditation. I think of drawing as a form of relaxation, as a practice, as a skill. I think it's challenging and fun to draw some of these characters. I normally wouldn't draw this, but I take all of my suggestions from my students. So if you have a suggestion, please mail it in. It's nice to take suggestions. Okay, so now let's draw her ears. So this is I'm going to put a line like this right here. And then over here, I'm going to put another line. And then I'm going to make these kind of bunny ear, looks like a heart shape up here. And again, note that the shape will change, right? At the end, when I finesse all of the lines and make all of the circles. Excellent. Okay, so moving down the body, the next shape we're going to do is I'm going to kind of put in this square diamond shape over here for her body. I'm going to do it a little differently than I did it yesterday. So from right about right here to right about right here, I'm going to make a line like that. And then I'm going to put my finger here, make a dot right here. And then I'm going to make a line that comes down like this. And then from right here, I'm looking at her body. I'm going to make a line that comes like this. And then a line, doesn't come over that far, comes to about right here. So this line goes like this, and then this line goes like this. Take a minute to get this shape right. So this line comes down like this, and then this line is like that. So this is this shape right here, and it might be a little bit bigger in my drawing, but I think this is an easier way to kind of do it. So I have this shape right here, which I may have to finesse and make perfect, but we're not all perfect, right? The next shape I'm going to put in is I'm going to take I'm going to start from right about right here, and I'm going to make this line come down like this. And then from right over here, I'm going to make this line come down like this. And eventually we change this line anyway, so don't really worry about that. And so then I have this line right here that comes across and around like this. Okay, so then right in here, I'm going to make this shape like this. This is her hand. And then over here, I am going to put in a circle that looks like this. And that's going to be her other hand. And then in here, I'm going to make a line right there. And I'm going to make a line right here. And then I'm going to put in a skirt shape like this. So obviously I've copied this before, so it's fairly easy for me to kind of see where everything goes. And if you're having a harder time copying, you can just kind of pause and stop and replay and redo. And again, it's not always perfect, like I just said before. So I'm going to put a line right here. And then I'm going to extend this line a little bit over here. And I'm going to make a semicircle shape like that for the tail. And then we're moving right along. So what I usually do is when I'm looking at this, I look at the spaces around and in between, and I'm training my eyes to kind of copy the negative and the positive spaces to make the shapes. And I'm not thinking arms, nose, ears, mouth, and all of the rest of it. Okay, so down here, and notice I really didn't even measure this, which is okay. And because I'm sketching it, and this is how I'm taking, a little bit of artistic license to kind of do what I want to do and make it my own. So I'm going to put a little line right here, and I'm going to put a little line right here. And this is about a little less than 2 inches, 2 fingers long. And then I'm going to make this shape right here like this. And that's going to be a leg. And then her foot comes out about 2 fingers here. And it kind of comes up and around like this. So we have 1 foot there, and then right over here, I'm going to do the same thing. And this is at a little bit of an angle. This little leg right here. And then this comes way up over here. I'm going to put a little line right here, which is about 2 fingers out. And then this shape is like a kind of like a bubble. And it comes around like this. And then now we have our shapes. So you could pause it. And then if you kind of need to like work on any of your shapes, and so that's the beauty of the YouTube, right? You can pause and then you can go back in and do your next step. So now we are ready to draw our dot character. And so I'm going to bring this over here. I want to line up my lines. So I'm going to realign this. So I kind of feel like I can get it right. If that makes any sense. So I'm going to put a line right there. And then I'm going to put a line right here. Not that it matters really. So her head kind of comes right to the line. Okay, great. So with that saying, I'm going to start right in here with the arms. And this is when I start erasing. So I'm going to come down right about right here. I'm going to put a little line like that. Then I'm going to come over here I'm going to bring this right over like that. And so these are just shapes. So now my eyes are shifting to different shapes. So then this comes down like this. And then this is the back end of her arm, like comes like this. And then this comes over here like this. Now, I look at this negative space right here, which is really important. And that is going to look like this. I tend to draw things a little bit bigger. That's kind of, I don't know if it's a problem, but kind of it happens. So, you know, just play around with the angles a little bit. So it's pretty early in the morning here and I wanted to get this video done. So I feel like this is like brain workout for me. So then this is the end of her arm. And then I'm going to put this little flying saucer shape right here for her hand. Just a circle. And that's the back end of her body. And so if I look at this over here, I'm going to say it's a little big. I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm going to put this here. So this is how things change, right? I have the shape in there and things in this line is going to come down like this. It's going to come out and down. This is how things really start to take form, right? And then over here, so I'm looking at this shape from right here to right here. This comes down and around, just like that. And you're like, it looks funny, but let's put an arm triangle in there and make it work like that. Excellent. So I'm just moving down the body. Then right here is the back end of her other arm, like this. And then her skirt, before I put her hand in, is going to come up a little bit and out. And then this is going to come down like this. So it goes, it's like a fling skirt. And then her hand right here comes down. There's a little line there. And then there's a little finger like that right there, kind of hiding. Great. So it's like, you're like, oh my God, it's totally coming along, which is fantastic. So this is the back end of her body. And this is her body here. So let's put in this hand over here. Just going to clean this up so we can see what we're doing. So her hand, her finger is going to come out and around like this. And then it's going to swoop around like this. And then the back end of the hand is right there. And then up in here, we're going to put some fingers in. So this finger is going to come up and around like this. And then this finger is going to come up like this. And then this finger is going to come up like this. So you have the back. Now this is a little off, but that is okay. So let's just get our fingers right. So there we have our hand shape. Now right in here, from here to here, we have a waistband like that. And then over here, our skirt comes down like that. So our leg is going to go up a little bit. So if you notice, this is going to change. See how there's a swooping shape that comes up like this? I'm going to kind of get that shape in there. So this kind of comes up and around. And then over here, there's a line right there like that. And then there's a line like this, and that's going to be her leg. And you can, this shape right here is fun to play with because it's like a big, it's like a swirl. And so down here, this is going to shorten a little bit or become a little bit more like that. And we're going to put a toe in here and then a toe right here and then a toe like that. So she has paws, right? And then up over here, let's put that shape in like that. Now let's do the other foot. This line swoops down like this. And then this would swoop down a little shorter as well. And then this comes over here like this. And then this, a little shape like that. And then this comes out like this. So I'm going to put some toes in here. 1 toe, 2 toes, 3 toes. And it's really, really, really starting to take shape, right? Super easy. Okay, so over here, we have this. I'm just going to make it a little, it's like her tail. And it has a little flame in it. However you want to put that in there. And let's move up to the head. Again, you can pause at any time that you feel like you need to kind of pause. So we know that our head is in this area right here. And I'm just going to kind of erase. I'm going to erase that guideline right there. And I'm going to look at my shapes that are happening over here. And I'm going to do something to kind of help me section off the face. I'm going to put a line like this at that angle. And then I'm going to put a line up here at this angle. So that shows me that the head is moving that way, right? And then I am going to erase some of this so I can see what I'm doing. So then I know that this is going to come out like this, and this is going to come out like that. And right up in here, I'm going to start to put in my flower shape, because flowers are much more pretty to draw. I'm just kidding, because it's easier. That, so you can make a flower up here. Just kind of put it in however you want to put it in. And then this goes like this. And this goes like that. When I ink this, I'll really clean up the lines, right? And then my bunny ears, I don't know if they're bunny ears, but they're up here. And then this line is going to come up like this. And then This is going to come over like this. And this comes over. This is a little more pointy. Like that. Okay. All right. Now let's work on this heart shaped. It's kind of like, you have to think of it like Mickey Mouse, right? So starting in this middle area right here, about right here, I'm going to make a shape that comes up like this. And then it comes around. And you can more or less kind of erase some of these guidelines and just realize that you're going to put them back in your own way. This comes around like this. She has a cheek. And then she has a chin that floats right in here. And then over here, this is going to come up like this. And then her other cheek floats around like this. Now let's make this look better around her by kind of cleaning up her hair. So from right here to right here, I'm going to make a line like this. And then I'm going to make some hair fluff. And then I'll bring this line over here like this. And then on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a line like this. And then I'm going to make some hair fluff. And then this line is going to wrap around. And it's kind of like a double line. If you were to color this in, her face is white and this is black. And then this comes around like this. And when we ink it, it will look much better. So I always like to save the faces for last. So right in here, the nose is going to go at an angle like this. And it's going to look like this. It's kind of turned a little bit. And it's going to have a little thing in the middle. And then her eyes, one eye is going to go right here like this. And the other eye is going to come over here like this. You can put some pupils in the middle. And you can do whatever you want. You can put eyelashes on it, however you want to do that. And then she has a facial expression here and here. And then over here, she has a little line like this. And then this, she has a really big smile and it comes like this. It comes right in there like that. So you can always perfect and take time to see your lines. And redo your lines so they make sense to you. You don't have to necessarily, you can just keep reworking your lines, making your drawing better, etc. So we have finished Dot. So now I'm going to ink her. For inking, I like to use, if I use this fine tipped Sharpie. I really like these brush pens. They're by Faber-Castell. They're actually lettering pens, but they make really good inking lines and they're stable. I'm probably going to use this pen. I also have a Micron pen, and I don't recommend using a fat Sharpie because it'll kind of ruin your drawing. But what I like to do is I like to ink and then I like to erase. So let me show you what that looks like. And then I'm going to pause and come back. I'll show you the whole thing inked. I won't make you watch me ink the drawing unless you want to. So this is your opportunity to kind of finesse all of the lines and make them your own. And I'm just going to pause and come back in just 1 second. Okay, so I just inked everything from my character, and I just wanted to show you what that looks like. And I took my time doing it, so I paused my video, and now I'm erasing the lines. I kind of wanted to show you what that looks like. So when I erase the lines, all of the guidelines, sometimes I don't erase the guidelines during my class because I run out of time, and kids just color it in with the guidelines already there. But the beautiful thing about inking and erasing is it's like having your very own coloring page when you're done that you drew. So I'm just going to connect this line over here like this. And I'm just erasing, and it, you know, it's like on camera, it really doesn't show that much, but I'm just kind of cleaning up my lines. And then I can go and color it in. I can use colored pencil, or I could use marker, or whatever I want. And there you have it. So, and then, I mean, I'm really pleased with the way this turned out, but if you can, as you can see, I mean, with the process of, you know, putting in all of the shapes, you know, things kind of do change actually. So I have this problem where I tend to draw things a little bit bigger, wouldn't you say? So keep that in mind when you're drawing and how you scale and measure. Obviously, if you're younger, then you have smaller fingers, that would be a problem, but you can kind of, I think I kind of do it too, so you can kind of see the drawings. So this is Dot Warner of Animaniacs, created by Warner Brothers. And if you want to send in a copy, a finished copy of your drawing to me, I'll happily put it in my student art gallery, or you can send in suggestions to me at futurepicassos.com, which is really, really exciting. Thank you so much for drawing with me today. Please hit like and subscribe and tell your friends about us. I like to upload 1 or 2 videos per week, depending on how busy I am. I still have a Star Wars video coming. I have a Harry Potter video coming. I have a Spirit the Horse video coming. I have a bunch of different things coming up in the future. I just don't have enough time to draw everything. Next week, we are drawing this unicorn drawing, so stay tuned for that, which is pretty exciting. I also do the painting of this, which is fabulous. So that will be uploaded next week, and you can sign up for the live class of this at my website, futurepicassos.com, which is always exciting. Hey, well, thank you so much for drawing with me today, and I look forward to drawing with you next week. Bye.